Hello, I'm Avis Fillingham, Senior Events Manager at SHIP, and I'd like to speak with you to provide tips on booking hotels and food and beverage for events. If your chapter is planning an event that requires a hotel or other venue, there are things that you need to consider. How many people are you planning to have attend? Who is your audience? Is it college members? Is it professionals? Or is it both college members and professionals? How are they going to be traveling to the event? Will they be driving, taking a train, or possibly flying? And what is your goal for attendance? There's the number of attendees that you would like to attend. There's the number of attendees that you need to have attend. And there's the number of attendees that you will actually have realistically there. Your budget. How much are you willing to pay for meeting room rental? What audiovisual requirements will you have? Do you need a podium microphone, an audience microphone for Q&A? Do you need an LCD projector and screen? And if you're using an LCD projector and screen, who's providing the laptop that you will be connecting to the LCD projector? Is that something you will provide, or is it something that you will need to rent through the hotel's audiovisual department? Do you need an audio patch so you can play music? Do you need panel microphones if you're having a panel? And remember, not every panelist needs their own microphone. You can do table mics or handheld mics and do one per two panelists, and they can share the mics. Will you require any special lighting or special electrical? And Wi-Fi. Some hotels do provide complimentary Wi-Fi throughout their meeting space, and some don't. So you'll need to ask that question, and if they do charge a fee for it, you need to think about who really needs connecting to the Wi-Fi and how much is it really needed. Is there a fee to bring in your own audiovisual? If you have access to audiovisual equipment and you want to bring it in, ask if you can do that, but just remember, you will also have to have someone set it up, tear it down, as well as operate it throughout the day. And again, check to see what the fee is to bring it in. What food and beverage are you planning to provide? Will there be any meals? Will it be just snacks and maybe some beverages such as coffee, iced tea, lemonade, things like that? Entertainment. Are you hosting an evening event that will require entertainment such as a DJ or band? And registration. Are you charging a fee to attend? And it's always good to charge a nominal fee because even a small fee helps people commit to actually attending after they've registered. Insurance and licensing. Ask the hotel or venue what insurance they expect you to provide. Once you have that information, please reach out to events@ship.org so that we can assist you in getting you the appropriate certificates and insurance. Licensing. Will you be playing music from someone's playlist? If so, you need to contact events@ship.org as we do have an ASCAP license. Dates. Make sure you have your preferred date selected, but also select an additional 1 or 2 optional dates in case the hotel or venue is not available on your preferred date. And there's also some things that you need to check on before you confirm your date. Check the calendar because there could be other events that you'll be competing with, such as events at the university, within the community. Are there any holidays? And are there any regional or national SHIP events taking place at that same time? And so when you reach out to the hotel, in case they don't have your preferred date, you have those optional dates already and you don't have to do a lot of back and forth with the hotel. Meeting room requirements. How will you be utilizing the meeting space? If you have the hotel change the setup during the program in your main room or any of your rooms, there is typically a fee. So think about what you're planning to use all of the rooms for if you're using more than one room and how you would need it set throughout the day and find one set that would accommodate the entire day. So what type of setup? Well, it could be classroom style, which is rows of tables and chairs. It could be theater style, which again is just rows of chairs, or round tables. Do you need a stage in front of the room? And to determine the size of the stage, you need to think about what all you'll need on that stage. Obviously, you'll need a lectern. Are you having a panel? If so, how many people will be on the panel? Do you need a registration area? And what all do you need in the registration area? Ask what the hotel provides complimentary. If you're having any meal functions, do they provide complimentary centerpieces? Do they provide pads, pens, and water at the tables or in the back of the room on a complimentary basis? And what about linens? Do they provide linens, or is the hotel linenless? Will you be shipping anything to the hotel? Does the hotel charge to receive packages? And how should they be addressed? Ask the hotel to send you the information via email, so that way you have it, as well as if you have sponsors or any of your attendees that want to ship anything to the hotel, you have the information that you can pass along to them. Will you need a meeting room to use as a staff office, so you have a location to store supplies? And a DJ or band. If you're having entertainment, then they're going to need to provide a certificate of insurance to the hotel. And if there is a DJ, will they be bringing their own speakers, or will they need to connect to hotel audio? Back to food and beverage. Again, think about, what are you serving? Meals, snacks, beverages. Do you want to bring your own food to the hotel or venue? Most hotels or venues will say no. Some do have that as an option. But the reason they will tell you no is that health regulations prohibit most hotels and venues from bringing food in from an outside source. If the venue does allow you to do this, check first to see what fees they will be charging you to provide your own food. Food allergies. If you're serving any food or beverage, your registration needs to include a question asking if they have any food allergies or sensitivities, and what are those. You will need to work with the hotel to accommodate any food allergies. And allergies and sensitivities can include someone's a vegetarian, they're dairy-free, they're gluten-free, they have nut allergies, they have a seafood allergy. You need to know all of those so you can make sure they are accommodated. As well as that, you have ADA accommodations that may need to be addressed. And this is something else you'll need to ask on the registration form. You'll need to say, please describe an ADA accommodation or modifications you require to participate in this event or program. Americans with Disabilities Act is a federal law that protects people with disabilities from discrimination. Non-hotel venues. Ask if they charge for tables, chairs, and linens. Sometimes you might check with a facility, it could be a park district, it could be a banquet hall, and they have a great deal for you. It's not going to cost you very much, and you're like, oh, this would be fabulous. And then after you sign the contract, you find out that you have to pay for chairs, you have to pay for tables, you have to pay for linens. So make sure you're asking those questions and reading the fine print. Hotel rooms. Will guests arrive the day before the event, so that way they are there at the beginning of your event and they don't have to worry about being late? Or is the event going to end late enough that people are going to want to stay over and go home the next day? Parking. Does the hotel provide parking? And if so, is it self-parking or valet or possibly both? And what is the cost? Very few hotels offer complimentary parking these days. Now here are some contracting tips. Hotel rooms. How many do you need? Will the chapter or region be paying for anyone's rooms, or will all individuals be responsible for all their own charges? Ask for the courtesy block. So this is if you need just a few rooms, say you think you're going to need 8 or 10 rooms, ask the hotel to provide a courtesy block, and they will usually do that for 10 or fewer rooms. And this way you are not financially obligated to book a certain number of rooms. And what the hotel will do is provide a reservation link for you that you can then send out to your attendees, and then they can make their hotel reservations. Payment. What will the method of payment be? Is it prepayment? Is it a credit card? Is there a series of deposits that will be requested by the hotel or required by the hotel? Once you have all this information, please reach out to SHIP's finance department, and they will help you make sure that everything is set up accurately so that you are able to make your payments at the right time. Hotel contracted concessions. These are value-added perks and negotiated terms that reduce events costs and improve attendee experience. Some of the concessions to ask for, and these are suggestions, but there's always more that you could ask for. A 15% discount off banquet food and beverage menus or customized menus to meet the client's budget, within reason, of course. Waived meeting room rental if a minimum food and beverage spend is met. 20% AV equipment rental discount if the hotel's AV provider is the sole AV provider for the conference. And I'm specifying here equipment rental discount because hotels will not discount labor charges and other service fees. If there's a fee for parking, ask for a reduced parking fee for all attendees and request reduced or waived fees for box handling and package storage if you will be shipping items to the hotel. If you have a hotel room block that requires a contract, request 70% attrition or 30% slippage. What this refers to is the number of rooms that you are responsible for without financial penalty being handed off to you. Request the cutoff date to be 14 days prior to the arrival to allow attendees enough time to book their rooms. And if there's a resort fee or a hotel destination fee, ask that that fee be waived. And of course, do not hesitate to reach out to the events department. We are here to support you and make sure that you have a successful event. Thank you.